Who won the last time? You?
I did.
Oh, what the fuck?
That was a bit harsh. Although, that was like probably the best edit point I could actually ask for.
It makes a really nice noise. It is actually like a bongo drum.
He gets a good sound. He's getting a good sound out of it. Insert meme of Homer Simpson using Mr. Burns' head as a bongo. Right here.
This is also the intro to the video, by the way. I just want to clarify.
Hello, everybody.
Hello and welcome.
That was personal.
No, this was personal.
Didn't mind all the like 40 other bleeding like taps, but that last one was that's stiff.
Those taps. Hey. If anyone should talk about stiff taps, Foxy. So, anyway, welcome back to On the Record here, finally, from the Nerds Roast channel. I am the living bongo, Jonathan.
Amy's looking for the sweet spot, just like
there's gonna be like a hollow point, it's like boom. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, I just need to get my speed up and then we'll be doing well.
That's fair. So,
throughout the night, you just be me. Okay, Jonathan, I think I have it.
it's like
the more you drink, the harder you hit.
you like that scene from Baby's Day Out, you know, where he just goes flying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're adults.
We are. So, in the room are indeed 4 adults.
Kinda.
Technically speaking, is myself, Amy, Kira, Foxy, and on the table and currently out of shot is Tina having a dinner.
Hey, Tina.
Leave her there.
So, in case you missed the last episode, I was the winner, which I was very surprised by myself, to be fair.
I know, because I was the fucking judge on it. Like, what the fuck?
This never happens.
And it's like, normally I fix it so he doesn't win.
Exactly, yeah. Which probably says a lot about the prompt. But so,
I can't even remember what the prompt was.
Pops,
Mom's at Pop?
Mom's Energy Pop, yes.
Sorry, yeah, because it was KC's actually. Yeah, KC was
prompt,
the original
yeah.
winner, yeah.
It turned into a very wholesome episode.
It did, actually,
disgustingly wholesome.
Disgustingly wholesome,
So this next one is going to be...
Filth.
Pure filth.
Pure filth, yes.
And Jonathan was the one that picked it.
I am. So, this prompt, again, we'll have a few options, but the one I've settled on is stories about nights out, both good and bad.
Oh, shit.
Now, again, going by the general rules of On the Record, they don't necessarily have to be your nights out, just nights out you've heard of.
I'm pretty sure my ones are they haven't hit, some of my nights out haven't hit the statute of limitations yet.
No.
So.
Now, I will start a ball rolling because...
I'm not mentioning the graveyard. I've mentioned that way too much. That's been on the record.
That has been on the record, yeah. But and you'll be up to you to find... You have to search through the archives of Nerds Roast to find it, so thanks for the fuse. So I'll start the ball rolling by...
It's there.
It's there. It's just have to find it. I'm going to cast your minds back to the Ted OTT show, right? Jesus. So, again, in the day of OTT, when there used to be after parties, whether it be in the Jippo or in backstage across the road, obviously they'd be on all the time. So Ted, I think, if I'm right in saying, it was officially the most we've had in the Tivoli because it was over capacity.
Yeah.
You know,
the fire marshal would be appalled.
There wasn't a fire marshal there at the time.
Twas
the style. I know you're quoting, but like, twas the style at the time.
I'm raging you didn't do the other quote off it.
I know.
I had to do my job.
So yeah, I was about to say whatever we're there. So there's a lot of people who are not wrestling fans outright. They're just there to basically see Joe Rooney and Patrick McDonald.
Who will be at Comic-Con.
Who will be at Comic-Con, yeah.
Spring edition, I am going.
Yeah,
not for them.
Yeah.
I've met them too many times. I'm going for one.
Like, hilarious enough, it was those same three that are at Comic-Con were at Ted, except for the boring priest, the one in the cupboard. Like, what's your favourite boiler? Like, he's the one that's at Comic-Con as well.
I'm nearly 100% sure that actually is my Irish teacher reincarnated. No bullshit.
So
may you rest in peace.
May you rest in peace. I hope that's your favourite boiler. Or what's your favourite humming noise? Did you ask him what his favourite humming noise was?
We did actually before, and he didn't get the joke.
Damn it!
He did go off on a long tangent, and it took up the entirety of the class.
Fantastic.
Deadly.
Yeah, worth it.
No working.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Especially for Irish, man. Leaving junior third years was not taken care of.
No, it was not. So again, a lot of people who were not OTT regulars were at this show to watch these Father Ted people just having the absolute ball. I had a usual kind of spot in the Tivoli, just like kind of by the entranceway. what I would kind of normally call the pecker position, because that fucker always seems to get that spot. Like, I don't know what time he arrives or where. He just seems to appear. Like, he's almost like been summoned.
Yeah.
We did our fair share of early queuing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, that fucker was never there. So I don't know. He just appears.
He picks strategic times. And
I believe he must have had like a Devil's Gate somewhere. He just appears on the floor.
Yeah. I think he has like one of those kind of singularities that just appears gone there.
Yeah, he literally just shows up.
That's it.
At the last fucking show we were at the complex, I didn't even see him come in. He was just behind us all of a sudden, sitting down. I was like, when did Pecker get here?
It's very on brand for him, in fairness. But
I think he sat down while you were out for a smoke.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
But he literally just appears. Like,
I know.
I didn't even see him outside.
It's mental. So yeah, I was in that. We were kind of standing just where we have a nice little bar area there to put our pints on, and
Pints.
and we were just. I was kind of starting to sit down and watch the show, and there's a lot of obviously people behind me trying to get
I seen that. He fucking jumped.
I was wondering if it would happen. Sorry.
Interfere with her. So we were going. We were there trying to enjoy the show, and a lot of people kind of like scrumming to kind of like actually get to see the ring, which is fair enough. So I think we had actually Barstool at the time. That's what it was. So we were sitting down, myself and Laura and a couple of others, and Casey and everyone else. We were there, and basically somebody kind of tapped me on the shoulder, right? And it's a group of like kind of 3 elder women, shall we say? And they were all in like dresses that were
Cougars. They were Cougars.
They were Cougars, essentially, for want of a better word.
He was trying to skate around that.
I was trying to be nice about it.
It's called, finally on the record.
Yes,
they were Cougars.
They were Cougars, right? And they were there,
literally on the prowl,
and they were making eyes. They're going like, "Sorry, can we put our drinks here?" And they're doing the kind of the soft hands. Yeah, exactly. And it was like, "Yeah, no, work away." Now Laura, who was going out with at the time,
so dirty. Even as a joke,
I like the dramatic reconstruction of the time.
I feel like I violated you. I'm so sorry.
If you've been affected by any of the issues raised here, I'm finally on the Anyway, did you walk over my grave, or did I walk over your grave? I can't
think
tell.
I happened both there. Both was recoiled at her, and like, oh, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is what it is.
Yeah. So anyway, this kind of happens throughout the night, essentially, where like I'm getting like a little kind of prod, or I'm hearing stuff in my ear, or Laura's hearing stuff in her ear, and she was just like giggling away to herself that it was being like basically stalked by 3 Cougars, right? And I was thinking like, okay, grand, no, you know what, the show was a bit of a laugh. I was able to block it out and all that sort of stuff, and then we head to backstage then, and thinking like, right, look, they're only
a woman has never said on a night out. I was able to block it out.
Block it out, yeah. And then we go to backstage, and I think to myself, okay, a bit of peace and quiet, be able to chat to some of the guys about the show and all that sort of stuff. And then legit, then we sit like we got like a decent spot. We used to get it backstage. It was like right beside a pinball machine.
Yeah.
So one of us could sit on the pinball machine, and there's couches around it. Then it used to be a nice spot. And then legit, then we sat down, we got our points. I was like, literally, I'd not just like. I looked around, everything's fine. And then a minute later, I got a tap on the shoulder by Laura, and the 3 Cougars are strategically sat behind us, right where we were. Just like I.
She can't even keep a straight face.
No, she couldn't commit to that one.
So
it's actually getting caught up on the thing as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's also woken.
The dog.
The sex pest.
The international sound of the sex pest.
Come on, you sex pest.
So,
this is why I'm sitting on the armchair to give the dog space.
Fair, but like, and that was legit. Like the night's conversation then was about the fact that like I was basically trying to run away from 3 incredibly horny old women. It was like, I can't. Where do I go next? So we went to the Jippo afterwards, and they didn't follow us there. Thankfully, we ducked them essentially from there. But yeah, that was my experience with the Now normally when you talk about the Ted show, it was like, oh yeah, no, like, you know, the spot with Owen McLove, or, you know, Father Damo doing a bag of yolks with the bag of coke with the lads. No,
there was no yolks. That was all coke.
That was all coke. And no, like, my memory was that I was being like, you know, like touched by Cougars. It was like, yeah, that's not a pleasant memory, but it's fun, and that's what we're here for.
Do you know what's actually really disturbed me a little bit here? I'm older than Jonathan as I was doing this, and he is dating technically a cougar.
What do you mean I didn't realise that, like,
he's older.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a definite age event. It's just older in general.
Okay.
Be like an older bloke, no matter what the age. You're still a sugar daddy.
No, I don't.
Congratulations, can you do the purr? Oh, damn it. That would have been funny. Let's get you. Let's get you leopard print.
So yeah, that's. I thought I started ball rolling with that then, since I'm hosting. So if anyone else wants to.
So, like, when you say, I have a horror. I have like a horror story.
Okay. Now again, these don't have to be your stories. These are stories you've just heard. Your second-hand stories.
No, this was pure. I witnessed this event.
Oh, fantastic! Even better.
Right. So, I don't know. I doubt you would have been a barcode goer. Fox, did you ever? No.
It's too far out for me. Like I got to.
But it would have been like if you were staying in Dublin.
Yeah.
Not the okay.
It may have gone once, but I don't think it was called barcode at the time. I think it got renamed.
And you definitely weren't there then.
No.
Right. So Barcodes, the Glorious, which have actually put up a post on their Facebook and Twitter. Keep New Year's Eve free.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. So went to Barcode, and the Barcode was the club where you went to when you weren't of age, but you if you had a decent enough ID, you were going to get in no matter what. So.
Yeah, the bouncers didn't give a fuck.
Oh no, they checked IDs.
Yeah.
They still checked everything, but it was like if it was a good enough fake, you'd get in. If it was clearly a fake, you weren't getting in.
Okay.
So they did actually enforce this, and there was one particular night when we went in. I would have been 17 at the time, and it was grand because one of the barmen, this was his second job because he used to work in Odin, UCI with us as well. So I was like, he had said, just tell him you're the UCI group and you'll all get in, you won't even check IDs, you're grand. So we were like, alright, cool, that's brilliant. Brought the fake IDs anyway with us just in case. I'm like, hi, we're actually with the Odin group, and he was like, where's your IDs? Fucker. So we checked in when he let us all in, that was grand. And the smoking area outside was basically like a bunch of benches and like one of those do you know the fences that had like the spikes at the top, but it wasn't just one spike, it was like the 3 spikes.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 leading and 1 in, and it kind of goes alternate. So it's like 2 and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So that was the type of fence. It was painted a horrible green. For those of you who don't know Barcode, it was literally a bar that was in a gym. So as you were walking to the bar area, you could actually see the biggest pool in Ireland. I think it was like the first like 80-meter pool or something like that, like first Olympic size. Yeah, it's the first like Olympic size pool in Ireland. And so you had to walk by the pool, so there'd be people doing their night swims, and you're like literally walking into a nightclub. Great crack. So we were all out in the smoking area at the time, and it was grand. And a bunch of lads had been refused entry in this particular night, and they decided, fuck it, we'll just climb through we'll just climb over the fence.
Oh, I can already tell what's going to happen here.
So we're in the smoking area, and there's 5 lads, and 3 of them have made it over fine, they're grand, and there's one of their friends who's clearly already had a few bit much to drink, which is actually the legitimate reason as to why he was refused entry. He was already highly intoxicated, and he did not need any more. But you know, we don't know when to say when. We're Irish. So his 3 mates have made it over. The last fella is helping him up the fence, and there's a bunch of us now, cigarettes in hand, drinks in hand, and we're all now just watching this play out as to he's gonna fall. He's really gonna fall. He's either gonna fall frontwards or he's gonna fall backwards.
Very fucking random thought.
Go ahead.
Where's the other rat?
It would have been so much better if this had turned out like Rizzo. For him. It would have been so much better if it turned out
He would
like
have
Rizzo.
taken that. He would have taken
Honestly, it would have saved an awful lot of us unpaid for therapy.
Can I say I gave a +3 to Kira for that reference? Carry on.
So what had happened was he had gotten up and he had gotten over. And all he had to do was turn around. All he had to do was turn around, so his back was to the baying audience, and he would have been grand. He would have gotten down so fine, but he didn't. Instead, he decided to stand up and be that person. I'm fucking great. So he slipped and missed his foot.
Oh.
And the 2 spikes at the back impaled here. Right? So he got here. And the front one just missed him and it just pulled at his shirt. Right?
Oh,
so he got his
Jesus.
shirt and his face has been now
Punctured,
stuck, punctured on it. Now, I say it's been punctured. The best thing to do in these types of situations is like if you get stabbed, do not pull out the knife.
No, keep it.
It's the same as if you've impaled yourself on a metal fence. Don't try and pull yourself up off it. So he didn't. Instead, he was like to his mates, "Get me off this thing. Get me off this thing." And everyone in the smoking area is like, "I'm just gonna ring 999."
Yeah.
And hi, yeah, we're at Barcode, and this was the best thing about it was because a load of people left the smoking area because 999 we started ringing the for an ambulance.
Yeah.
When you ring for an ambulance, the police are going to arrive as well. And a load of people then just exited Barcode at this point, right? So you can get an indication of there's an awful lot of witnesses leaving this event because I'm not old enough to be here and I need to leave before the police get here.
Yeah.
So what happened was he was stuck on the fence. The fire brigade had to be called to cut the fence because the ambulance couldn't do it. The police were taking witness statements as to what happened. And meanwhile, this bloke the entire time, who was still impaled on this, no one gonna get me off the thing. No one gonna get me off. And the EMT, the paramedic was like, "You're so lucky. You're so drunk right now, and you don't realize how much pain you should be in." Yeah. Because like he had that much alcohol in the system, he didn't even realize he impaled himself. He kept saying, "Would you just cut the shirt off, and I can go get off." Oh, he didn't know it was his face. He didn't know it was actually like his face and one of his shoulders, but he got really lucky. Like he didn't puncture anything in a bad way. So that was grand. So we're all still outside in the smoking area, and that's fine. And then someone went into the bar and was like, "Are you gonna have to close? Like, doing instant? Like, what's the story here? Like, do we have to leave?" And they went, "No, we'll clean up afterwards. We'll just put some cones out." That was it. So like there was like literally they closed off a teeny tiny area of the smoking area, but there was like a fence missing from said smoking area. Fuck's sake. And then it got to the point like they had to put a bounce in there so people couldn't just walk. And that was probably one of the best nights ever because everyone started calling him Wolverine after. You just had to see Wolverine there because it cut him his face so much he looked like he cut sideburns into his face.
For fuck's sake.
He was fine.
Eventually.
Oh no, he was grand. He attempted to sue them. And they realised he couldn't get a solicitor for it. Like he legit wanted to bring like a suit against him for endangerment.
It was your fault I had to climb.
It's like that's
you should have let me in.
That's a legit thing. It's like it had to be explained to him over and over again. This never would have happened had you not climbed. Yes. They shouldn't have had spikes on the top of it. That's the legit reason why they have spikes on the top, so people don't climb them because they're idiots.
God, there's some fucking stupid people out there.
It was glorious though. It was such a good night. We had a great crack afterwards. I think it's actually as soon as I turned 18, I stopped going to Barcode because I realised I've aged out of Barcode.
You're too old for Barcode.
It's like when you're actually legal to go to Barcode and you realise I've aged out.
It's not fun.
It's not as fun. And then you go to Dicey's and you're like, oh, this is such a much nicer smoking area. My entire nights out in clubs were actually spent in the smoking area. Shocking. I know.
We'll get you to do a series where you rate pubs based on the smoking area.
I would totally do that. I have some absolute crackers.
For your next topic on the record is Tales from the Smoking Area.
That definitely wouldn't pass standards in practice.
No.
There's definitely like.
Okay, that will be off the record. So.
Smoking areas at Strong Stop and wrestling shows.
That's definitely not. Oh no.
I know, but there are some cracking stories from those.
To be fair, I got high with redacted, and redacted.
Yeah.
At Strong Style. The taxi roll.
That's it.
Do you know what?
The food poisoning.
Don't bring that up, no.
So I'm going to give you the plus 20. I'm going to give you the plus 20 for the first story.
I'm just going to say very quick thing, alright? Black cab drivers of London. When you have an Irish person in your taxi, get fucked in telling us what our history is. I was legit suffering from food poisoning, and that washed out. You disgusted me so much that the food poisoning was gone in saying that Cromwell and Churchill were right in what they did. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm a history major.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It was Stephen Larkin, it wasn't Larkin. Stephen Levinson. I can't remember. Stephen something was the taximan's name because I took it. I took his fucking name, and I had 3 wrestlers just been like, "Oh sweet Jesus, just get me out of this fucking cab. Just get me out of this cab."
They're just done.
Yeah.
They were like, "I thought she was sick," and one of them literally turned in and goes, "I think that man actually just shocked her into health." Like he actually got back to full health. Someone made a Mortal Kombat reference when we were in the taxi. It was a little like finish him, end this now, finish him, and I did, and you're lucky. We're welcome, lads, because I got us a free taxi back to that fucking Premier Inn.
There you go. Happy days.
Lenny Henry lives there.
So we hear.
The rumours are true.
Yes. It's like a competition. If you find the Premier Inn that Lenny Henry is actually staying in, you win a prize. You win a
I
massive
want to
prize.
stay at every single Premier Inn I can when I'm in the UK just to see if Lenny Henry is recording an ad there. I've made it my life.
Just to get the photo.
Just there, like
not even to get a photo, just to be like, I saw him. He lives there.
you're just there, like you're at the last one.
Just
Okay.
to prove my own headcanon.
I'm at the last one here in Cornwall. It has to be it. He's just there and like, curses, my cover's blown. He just
I
leaves.
found him! I found the Lenny Henry!
You want to go, Tinny? Here you go. No? Fair enough.
That was fun.
Foxy, Kira, have you got stories to contribute to the pots?
I do. Kira, do you want to go first?
No, you go for it. The way that you said that, I'm not waiting.
The energy.
Foxy's pulling out a voice, a notes app here to like do his story.
Just to remind myself. No, so this will also partly like be like the reason. As an Irish person, we are not prepared to turn down free drink.
In fact, it's a moral obligation.
Yeah.
To accept a free drink.
Your passport is taken off you if you refuse a free drink.
And you'll be called the West Brits. You'll be called Tory in that order.
Yeah, especially being
West Brit Tory scum.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, for a family function, it was a relatives 30th.
Yeah.
And obviously, I didn't particularly want to go in the first place, but
Families first, guys. Family
had-
first.
didn't particularly want to go, but had to show my face. Decided, fuck it, then I may as well just make the most of it. Have a pint and then maybe leave after 2.
Now again.
When an Irish person says, I'll leave after 2, that's a lie.
That is a lie. It never happened. It's a total fabrication.
Will we go out for one?
Will we go out for one?
We'll go for one.
Yeah.
We'll go for one.
So,
Yeah.
are we going out or are we going out?
Out. Yeah.
Or are we going out?
I love when I'm just going out. I adore just going out. And then if I'm in the right mood, we'll turn going out to, well, let's go out. But when you go out.
That's it, you're full.
You're not going to remember the weekend.
No.
I have one of those stories as well.
But yeah, at this 30th, like I'm drinking, that's no problem at all. Like, but it's getting to the last was it the last 45 minutes or last hour before like we're getting kicked out. So it's essentially last orders.
Yeah.
So I go up and literally order a new pint. Literally just sat down on the chair and pint right in my hand. Cousin comes over, is like, we're leaving. You'll take that, won't you? It's like, wait, what? Fucking literally like, poof, fucking big fuck off pint, full to the brim, vodka. Like,
oh Jesus.
yeah.
How old were you at this? This was a very important question. We should have asked.
This does provide the context.
How old were you at this 30th?
I want to say 21, maybe.
No.
Oh, you should have known better at this age.
I should have.
Debatable.
Yeah. Very
Mate,
debatable,
I've been a drinker since I was 16. I know when I can handle
very
it.
debatable.
So did my cousin, but he didn't learn until he was about 32. 33.
I think I had my first.
I have members of my family who still can't drink properly. It's hilarious. They just overcommit on one day and they're dying for like 3 months afterwards.
I have actually got a very quick question. What was your first hangover? How old were you when you had your first hangover?
I haven't had that hangover.
You jammy bastard. How old were you when you had your first hangover?
I don't get hangovers no matter how much I drink.
Yeah, but you also can't get sick actually either, so you don't know
That's
the joy.
only the last 5 years.
Yeah, but you don't know the joy now of getting sick anymore. Or maybe that's just me of just getting up the balloon.
I do know the joy of getting sick, like when I was younger, but I've never had a hangover induced.
Is it possible to get you hungover?
It says I'll give it a right drink, maybe.
I'm pretty close to alcohol poisoning when I haven't gotten it.
You cunt.
And it's genetic. My dad doesn't get one either, and he drinks whiskey.
Well, I don't get a hangover on whiskey. I don't get a hangover on gin. I get a hangover on wine. When was your first hangover?
Probably, I think it was we were 19 and that was my parents' wedding. So.
John and Elaine's wedding was my first hangover. And it's only because like it went on till like 5 a.m. Anyway, sorry, continue your drink. Your
she
drinking
wants your
story.
attention.
Tina.
But
So
yeah,
they put the
literally
pint of vodka.
big
Pint of
fuck
vodka.
off pint, like not like a normal like pint, like this the big fuck off glass, like the bigger one.
Yeah.
It's like
Das Boot.
almost. It was basically a step below. I was like,
Yeah.
but I was like, what the fuck is that? Like I thought he was handing me like, maybe it's mixed with something else. Like,
Yeah.
No,
No.
pure vodka.
no, pure double vodka, like
Jesus.
just filled to the brim. Like,
Sounds like a wedding hour.
Yeah.
like
30th even,
what
sorry.
the fuck, like, but it's like, I know I'm gonna be leaving soon, so I'm like, shit. Me being stupid, I'm just like double barreling the fucking.
Oh man, he's chasing. Oh fuck.
No, I'm not chasing it. Not chasing it at all. Literally just.
Now, were you drinking lager or cider?
Cider.
Oh Jesus.
Bulmer's
you
cider.
fucking
Oh,
nuts.
Bulmer's. Fuck, that's even somewhere worse.
Yes.
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah, take that out, but
-5.
Beep that out, like.
Yeah.
it's probably it will sound much better that will be.
Yeah. But yeah, started double barreling the fucking thing, and 10 minutes before I have to leave,
Mm.
I'm like, okay, it's not sounding right. Like, fuck it.
Didn't you?
I ran into the bathroom just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case. I was like, right, grand. Managed to guess that I was performing a tactical vomit. So
I
basically,
love it. I love a tactical vomit.
like,
It is a joy.
because once you do it, that's it. You tend to be
Yeah,
grand
you're done,
afterwards. So went in for a tactical vomit. I was like, grand. I'm good.
You opened the floodgates, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
The resignation. Yeah. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got this mess.
It ain't finished. So like, you've already gotten the idea, but like, yeah, still not done.
You redecorated.
So, knock, knock, knock. Right, we're about to leave. Okay, I'll be out now. Get out and get into the cab.
Oh no.
And it's myself, my mother,
Already, I can see €120 being added onto this taxi fare.
and 2 of her sisters.
Oh god.
So keep in mind. So bear that in mind. So that means that like there's at least 2 drop-offs, at least, before I get home.
I'm actually knocking on heaven's door. That's what's playing in my head. That and the Sound of Silence. I don't know which one is best. Sound of Silence.
Sound of Silence.
Yeah.
But literally,
Mm.
absolutely
Simon
fine.
and Garfunkel are way too happy when they sing.
Cold air hit me before I got in the cab.
Ah,
Got in the cab. Sitting in the cab, it's very fucking warm.
Mhm.
And we're going around. I'm like, do I even have anything in my pocket? Like, just to, like, can't even open the window because for some reason this taxi driver has like them just fucking locked, closed.
Yeah.
And drop off, heading back home. Like, thank God. Turn around. Now you've been to my house, so you know. So literally turn around the corner, stop.
Oh.
No.
I was right fucking there. Like the door was about to open.
Oh mate. That's
The door was
You're a
about.
red shirt. You literally you got killed just before the end of the episode.
Like literally, like just before the door was about to be opened. Brilliant reference. But blah.
He's so proud.
I can't do
Yes.
that.
He's so happy about that.
But I know what that means.
Yes.
Yes, €120 is was paid, not by me.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
You were old enough to pay that yourself.
I wasn't in the condition to pay it.
I
But-
really hope they made you pay that money back.
I did. I paid it.
Okay, good.
Paid it back. I want to make that clear. I did pay it back. So
I'll allow it.
You should have taken the money.
I did take the money.
should have taken the money. But right, that's after being done. Get in, literally step into step into the house, walk into the kitchen, literally look out the back window, blink, and I'm looking at lights. So So,
it was like a really long blink.
yeah, it was
In the blink, you literally managed to end up on your back.
Yeah.
How does it feel like to be a woman?
Plus 10 training for that one.
That's another story.
It's the reason why I have 2 kids.
Well, yeah, like out cold, fucking like I'm on the floor, like I don't know what the fuck happened, like, but yeah, they literally lift me up and then that's it. I'm good. I'm good as fucking gold after that. Like
it's like your brain did a factory reset.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like hang on. I know what's wrong with him. Just hold down the button, and it's wrong. Yeah.
Having a nap is the human equivalent of have you try turn it on and off again.
Pretty much, yeah.
I wouldn't mind if it was like, okay, I'm tired and I need to sleep. No, this thing fucking like boom, like
needed.
in a split second I was standing next I wasn't, and then I got picked up and then that was it.
I genuinely do love when that happens. Where like it's I genuinely love when that happens. It's like where like okay, it's grand. Look, I'm in control of this. I'll have a bit of like I'll rest my eyes for like 2 seconds. I'll be absolutely fine. Oh fuck! It's in half an hour later. Shit.
Yeah, well, like 5 hours later.
5 hours later.
Do you know what the worst experience is? It's like when you've managed to like keep it together.
Yes.
And you're like, and then you finally get home and you think, I did it. I did it. Like I beat alcohol poisoning. I beat the hangover.
Yeah.
I beat being drunk.
I wrangled all the girls home.
And then you wake up and you're at the bottom of the stairs and your parents are standing over you, like walking over you to go into the kitchen. And then they're just going among their day while you're literally like using the last bottom step as a pillow, as a cushion to fall asleep on. Your handbag is sprawled around the floor and there's a pack of Pringles there and you don't know where they came from. And a bottle of Corona. Also, the handbag that you have is not the handbag you went out with. But all your stuff is in this handbag.
That's beautiful.
So that was one of my.
I'm gonna give you a plus 15 for that one. That was beautiful.
I never got that original handbag back.
Kira, do you have a story there to share?
I'll go with my 18th. So
The fact that you can remember your 18th is a fucking top-notch thing already. Can you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you
Kinda.
You can't remember yours, obviously.
See missing.
I can't remember my 18th. I remember one moment of my 21st.
That was getting ready.
Not even. It was one moment of my 21st and the rest of it's gone.
You probably said, that looks nice.
It wasn't even that. It was the
Everything was
argument with my
missing.
parents about the stripper. That was it. That's all I remember from my 21st. Anyway,
And that you didn't get one.
I thought I was a lesbian. I was raging.
I didn't even get a fucking stripper, fuck's sake.
I was going to, and then they're like, but we thought you and Shauna were going to come out, so we thought it would be in bad taste to get you a male stripper. And in my head I was thinking, if you thought I was a lesbian, get a woman stripper. Just get me a stripper. But anyway, you're 18th.
So I have a cousin who's older than me and younger than me, and then there's my stepsister.
The same cousin? Wow. That's amazing. It's the way you said it. It's the way you said it. You gotta set me up for it.
And Elaine, who's 5 years older than me.
By the way you were about to age her, and then you went 5 years older than me. And then
You do
that.
So, basically Elaine was the wrangler for the night, essentially, because she just kept buying us all drinks. So between the shots and no.
Elaine.
Fat frogs, and it was the original fat frogs that you had to mix yourselves.
Oh! There's happiness in a punch bowl.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of drinking that night. So we were in Coco's and it's last round, and literally there is like 3 rounds of fat frogs. So it's like each of the individual bottles. So at one point, I get a pint glass put in front of me with about 10 straws and get told, drink that. Now, down that. So, Coco's is about a 10-minute walk from my house. It's no longer a thing, it's closed down because, again,
Took us 45 minutes to get home, didn't it?
give or take, yeah. But it's another one of those places. It's the equivalent of Barcode, essentially. Well, no, it's actually worse than Barcode because it's all the underage.
So was Barcode.
Yeah.
Let's go spade a spade.
No, they didn't try.
Okay, then it is worse, yeah.
Yeah.
At least Barcode made the effort.
Yeah, exactly.
An attempt is made.
So, we eventually get home, and my younger cousin, at this point, is sprawled out on the porch, starfished, with the phone under her ear, talking to the ex that she's been telling us all night not to call. Like literally, Elaine is running around trying to give us all pints of water.
Elaine, you dropped the fucking ball with the ex here.
Vitamin C in it, while trying to get the phone out of her. But
drink this Barocca!
While my cousin Fiona, who's older, is running around the house like the Energizer fucking bunny.
Oh, you're naming names. You don't give any.
Oh no, because this is a running story. This is a story that gets dragged up every family gathering.
Okay, grand. But it's like, Jesus, you're just naming the money in it.
My mum always stays awake when we're out. Like, I got a text at 5:30 in the morning on my dad's going, "Where are you?"
I'm having sex in a hotel. Fuck off.
So,
was that just my Debs?
Yeah, I'm afraid so, yeah.
But no, our bus was dropping us off at that point. They wouldn't let us stay in the hotel. They wouldn't let anybody book in.
We also had a bus.
We'll come back to that.
More in the story as we get it.
So, myself and Fiona go upstairs. My mum goes, as she usually does after you come in on a night out, "Well, have you any news? How was the night out?"
+2 for a well-timed vomit.
Fiona runs in, jumps on top of them in the bed.
No,
wait a second! Are you sure you want to stay dating in this type of family fight?
Provided not a fucking like top rope elbow. I mean,
I don't think it was.
I can get my arms up in time.
My
Like,
stepdad is literally like, "Get her off. Get her off." He's literally like glued. He's like, "I'm not touching her. Get her off," because she is.
Look where my hands are! Look where my hands are!
Because Fiona is 6 foot, a blonde bombshell. Christopher.
Christopher's like, I didn't look where my hands are! Get out of here!
Literally like, "Get her off me, get her off me, get her off me." So eventually, so I'm standing there, I'm drunk. Because I just keep talking, and all these words keep coming out of my mouth, so I'm definitely drunk. So Mum was pissing herself at me. Elaine finally gets Fiona off of the bed. And Fiona decides to run around a bit more and then jumps on the bed again. While they're still in it. And the bed breaks.
oh, beautiful.
So, yeah, that's one of my favourite.
That's good.
Because literally it's creepy. Like, you just see the bed go tuk.
Oh,
it's a slatted
beautiful.
bed. Yeah.
That is it.
Broken bed stories could be like their own fucking thing.
I think I'm thinking I'll get that as a +15 as well, just for the mental image of just someone's going Yeet!
And it literally was.
Can you hand me the gin from the fridge and one of the fever tonics behind you?
Yes, certainly.
Yeah, that was fun.
Drinky times. Now, you obviously had a story that came up
Right.
through that.
I was thinking back to the...
Yes. Fucking idiot.
So thinking back to our
She was
days.
distracted by the gin.
Yes.
Mind grandma's water, that please.
Another one?
Yes, please.
So-
Give us the orchard.
Our Debs was a bit more restricted in certain things that could and could not happen because the guards were there.
Thank you.
Because our school had a reputation of being absolute fuck-ups.
Oh, thank you.
You know what? It was needed. It's kind of called spade. We were a school of fuck-ups. And we had the guards in attendance at our...
Just saw the dog lift her lips. Like.
At our Debs dinner, in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did that nicely.
Yes.
So, while we were at dinner at our Debs, I'm not going to name the couple, but you know who you are, you filthy bastards. He was fingering her underneath the table at dinner.
Jesus.
Right?
That's too beautiful.
That's too much.
Tina?
The dinner wasn't until 10 o'clock. Like, we didn't get dinner until... She's fine. Just leave her. She's fine. Just leave her.
Easy.
We didn't get dinner until 10 o'clock. Oh. That's actually what kind of... That, you're actually demonstrating amazingly what happened at
Fancy
dinner.
reconstruction.
Right? So...
She's gonna go right back.
It happened anyway, so that just reminded me of like just seeing her getting absolutely like and going to like he was going to town on her. I was like, mate, did you pull that out from my ear? Oh my god, that's an impressive magic trick if you didn't see that. But the one that I was thinking, the other one that I thought that just reminded me of what happened to Debs. That was horrific.
Yeah.
We saw your Vietnam flashback there, so I think that's
just
volumes.
just seeing someone getting absolutely like fingered at dinner is like unnecessary.
That's the starter. What's the main course?
No one chooses fish on purpose.
Seafood chowder.
Chowder. Do you know what? Like,
chowder.
Do you know what? Actually, the thing is, that particular couple, are still together. They have 2 kids.
I wonder why he has magic hands. Apparently.
Oh fucking hell! Like Jesus Christ! Like that's
You've
the
seen
magic
his work.
finger. We've seen like new on how impressed she was at it, but like, imagine like just doing it at dinner. But yeah, I think it was on the bus. It's like at least wait for like the rest of us for the bus going home. Like,
some of us at least have standards.
Yeah, we did have standards. It was jackets thrown on us.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was very funny though in that sense. But what was I'm trying to think. I'll be honest with you, like my worst. It's not even a going out story. It's a morning after story. Kira had to drive me to Belfast the morning after.
Oh, this is legendary.
Right. 2018.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Right. So 2018, Amy had a work Christmas party, and we went to the Anglers Inn, and it was open bar.
We know where that story's heading.
Now again, on our previous to our point about the Irish and their, shall we say, tropes.
So
open bar.
Chris Crindle.
That's
Crindle
dangerous.
happened in the office that day, and Amy was gifted a bottle of pink gin, Beefeater gin,
Very nice.
strawberry flavoured. I was also given a mixer that day as well, and I was like, no ready odds. And I was going to Amanda's house afterwards to get ready, so I had my dress, I had all my outfit ready, and I was like, now I have my drink for pre-drinking.
Mm-hmm.
We drank the bottle at her house, and then we got into a taxi, and in the taxi driver let us take a bottle of champagne that we had, so we drank that in the taxi as well. No glasses, we were just necking back the bottle. COVID wasn't a thing back then. And get to the Anglers Inn, and it was brilliant because dinner was actually, everyone is here, so dinner was going to be kind of like straight away, and it was like brilliant soakage. The CEO of our company sat on our table, which meant we were all going to be drinking 3 bottles of wine for dinner. No other tables had wine, only the tables with the CEO had wine because he was ordering it. It was 2 bottles of red and 2 bottles of white. The reason why there was 2 bottles of red is because there was lamb on the menu. Yeah, mixing it.
Fair.
And he kept pouring me glasses of red wine, and who am I to say no? Drink has been poured, it's only polite to drink it. However, I had already gotten through a bottle of gin at this point. And then it was open bar, so I was continuing to drink more gin after dinner. And it was gin with a twist of cucumber. It's delicious. I went downstairs to go to the smoking area, and I ran into a girl that I used to work with in electricity. She's now a teacher. They were also having their Christmas party in the same place. They were downstairs, we were upstairs. So, of course, we went to the bar and we started doing shots.
As you do.
You know.
Yeah. Traditions.
Tequila.
Yeah.
It makes you happy?
Oh, it did not make Amy happy. So, Amy only spent, I think, like 60 quid the entire night, and that was just on my taxi going home. So, next morning, I wake up to a frantic phone call. Hey, I'm outside.
No. I called you when I was at Clare Hall.
You may as well have just been outside because I went back to sleep.
Yeah. So there was the initial phone call at Clare Hall. It was, oh, shit, I'm awake.
So
I'll be ready by the time you get here.
I woke up in 10 minutes. I got dressed and ran out to Kira's car. I was feeling fine.
Now, at any point when you came from your house to the car, did cold air hit you at any point?
Yes. Oh no, this is no issue.
No.
No issue. We made it to... Where did we get to?
We got to the second Apple Green.
Right, so second, so Felton.
So that's when we stopped.
Right, so we stopped at Apple Green.
Got our normal
and went in and got
bits.
2 cans of Monster. We got snacks, and we decided we'll get a coffee as well. This is where I made my mistake. I got coffee. I got a latte. I got a very milk-based coffee. And I took, I think, like 3 sips out of this coffee, and looked at Kira. You need to stop the car. So Kira was like, okay. Pulls in on her shoulder, and Amy starts to...
It was a little bit more urgent.
Yeah, but I'm going to make this sound a little bit better on my half.
So,
just so Amy feels better about it.
So I very, very calmly,
modestly, with poise and grace and elegance,
asked Kira,
wow.
stop the fucking car, I'm going to get sick. So Kira pulls in on the hard shoulder, and Amy proceeds to get sick on the hard shoulder. And Kira, bless her soul, whips out a pack of chewing gums and a tissue. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine, I feel better. So we then started driving again. And I think it was like 15 minutes to pull in the hard shoulder. So Kira pulls in again, Amy proceeds to get sick again. This happened the entire drive now to Belfast, and we hadn't even left Dublin at this point.
I know, you're out of Dublin at that point.
Oh, we'd made to Meath. No, that's wrong.
No, we're well into like Louth.
Okay, I don't know why I said
You
Meath.
put yourself
It's the wrong
short there.
direction.
Yeah.
So we get there, but we managed to stop at every Apple Green and one particular spar on the way to Belfast, and that was fine. And we were going to an OTT show. So we get there, and Amy has the shakes significantly. Very bad. My entire body was trembling. This isn't even just like the hands. My entire body was trembling at this point. And it was beautiful in a sense as well, because I was like, our normal seats were on a hard camera, so you'd be recorded for the show, and I said, I don't want myself on the hard camera for this particular show, because that's also where they do the jumps, and I was like, I won't be able to move. We met a lovely mother and daughter group, Madison, Susie and Claire. Can't remember what the woman's name is. Susan, Madison, someone else, I can't remember what her name is, I'm so sorry. So we meet these lovely people for the first time ever, and they then proceed to tell me for the show, you can use Madison, who was 6 years old, you can use her jacket as a pillow to fall asleep if needs be. I fell asleep. But my
there
favourite...
were some jumps that I tried to move before I should sleep.
Yeah. There was literally jumps happening during the show, and Kira is gripping me tight. Very Castiel. You gripped me tight to try and pull me from perdition. I'm like, no, let me go to hell. And I remember, I think I moved just one seat, and Corvin just slammed in front, and I just went, normally you go to the other side. Why did you just pick this side? And he just went, I don't know. And that was it. Like, so then for the rest of the show, they didn't, like, for the rest of the half, they didn't actually jump on our side, which was very nice. And then the glorious, this was the best thing I think that's ever been said to me, Joe Cabray. Joe Cabray at intermission was like, you look like shit. I was like, I feel like shit. I was at my Christmas party the night before. And then he just went to me and goes, you're a fan, you didn't have to come to, it's not like you're working the show. I stopped and I just looked at him and I went, it was a real moment of pondering, and I looked at Kira and I went, he's got a point here, we didn't actually have to come to this, we could have just stayed at mine.
Yes.
And none of this ever would have happened, we could have just watched
Lindsay.
the show. Lindsay, thank you.
It was bugging me.
And it was at that moment where I think I died, my soul died a little bit more when I realised, oh, you're right, I actually didn't have to come to this. It was only the fact that Kira was outside my house.
Amy died inside that moment.
And do you know what else really hurt me? I couldn't eat the peanut butter biscuits that fucking Eamon had made because they were all gone. Because I was too late. But I did get a banoffee ball. That was tasty. But yeah, and it was very funny because I think for like the next week, wrestlers and ring crew just lay into me significantly and saying, my God, you were a fucking state that Belfast show. And I was like, well, I've checked every single Apple Green from Dublin to Belfast, and I can tell you which are the good ones and which are the shit ones, and don't go to this particular spar.
You can tell them by the burn marks outside.
I was very proud I never got sick on your car though. That was a hard day. That was the worst.
I was very good at emergency stops.
That was the worst hangover I've ever had in my entire life, and it was only made worse by the fact that someone literally said to me, you didn't even have to come, it's not like you were on the show.
When you said that about worst hangovers, it reminds me of my cousin who, again, similar art backstory, work Christmas party, So again,
I'm
this
just
is
gonna go
someone...
and like vomit up my feelings.
You work away, yeah. We'll capture your live audio. Thank you. So it reminds me of my cousin who had his work Christmas party, and again did not quite get the whole kind of training for drinking. Pacing was the module he kind of skipped over.
Yeah.
So he had, I think he said, 30 pints of Heineken.
In what period of time?
5 hours.
Fuck that.
So 6 points an hour minimum.
6 pints an hour, yeah. So he was gone. He was long gone. And what was worse about that, and again, we're yeah, he fucking skulls him back now, in fairness.
Fucking hell.
But see, he doesn't drink throughout the year. He stockpiles. He accumulates until it's a special occasion.
That's worse.
That's so much worse. But a separate issue. So so what's worse about it is, yes, okay, it's a work Christmas party. You can understand the kind of excessive drinking, and maybe overdoing it is kind of accepted and presumed for a work Christmas party. The day after was his daughter's 6th birthday.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
Now,
Oh no.
I don't think you have to be a parent to understand the grave situation you find yourself if you're incredibly hungover at a 6-year-old's birthday party. Because we arrived then, because my mum was doing the cake and the treats for it. So we go into the house, right, and I think it was 4 or 5 o'clock we were there. So we were supposed to get there about half an hour or an hour before people start arriving to set everything up. And he had just woken up and just out of the shower, literally like head over the towel, waking up from this eternal slumber he's had. And genuinely, if you told me this man was pumped with formaldehyde and stuffed, I would have fucking believed you. Like if there was some weekend at Bernie shit going on with this man as he was coming down the stairs, I actually would have genuinely said, yeah, no, that's even legit. Actually, fantastic work on the lips. You got the lips dead on, But the fucking hilarious thing is, he sits down on a chair, by the table, and he just says his full name. He goes, I am 37 years old and I still can't fucking drink. I've never learned how to drink.
I don't think they're gluten free. I'm sorry.
Oh, they are.
And legit, like the
vegan as well.
Daddy?
the funniest thing about it is that when we left in a couple of hours later when kids started arriving into the party, and he was still sitting in the chair, and all he was doing was playing music and just like the laziest taps on an iPhone possible, but the look of like absolute death, like dead inside look of just kids swarming around him asking him to play songs, and he's going yeah, Grant, and it's just like. The guy was on autopilot. He wasn't actually physically there.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I genuinely do have empathy for this man, but he really did bring this upon himself.
Oh, sorry. Huge respect that your mum bought us the chocolates.
And then the dogs are presenting herself to me for a belly scratch.
Did I send you what his mum gave me on Monday?
You did, yeah.
It's
so cute.
so adorable.
Your mom is adorable, dude.
It's a rare one. But yeah, so that's again on the topic of work nights out, right? This is one I will share, but I will probably have to cut parts out in case some people are watching. So, who remembers Hell of the Moon?
Oh no.
I wasn't allowed to go there because I worked in one of the hotels.
To be fair, it's probably for the best.
So,
Yeah, but like there were 7 places, so the 2 hotels, Helton and Pepperton, the George, the Dragon, and this one I always forget.
Do you remember the George?
George is still there, isn't it?
George is still there.
Yeah, I know, but actually going out
Yeah.
to it.
so
Never been there.
Hell of the Moon.
Oh,
If you're not familiar, a rare artifact of Dublin. Now because it was in this grand old mansion. And I don't think, by the time I've been there, I've never seen it busy because it's so big.
It's so good.
And you might see a floor busy, you might see a smoking area busy, but never a full building busy, So,
I share.
normally there on the Thursday. So Thursday were cocktail nights. So, I said, look, I bring my mates out, and then I said, I'll bring my work colleagues out, because we very rarely do work drinks. Do a bit more now, but that's kind of people who have their personnel have changed. So we have one person on staff who I will, for the purpose of the story, refer to as Sick Note.
I love that we all know who this is.
Yes. Sick Note is a particular character.
I'm pretty sure this particular character has been eaten by cats at this point. That's my view on it.
That's fair. So, at the point we had a guy working with us who was featured on the Madness channel. His name is Aidan, and was working with us for a while.
Featured on the other channel.
I know, but he as a point of reference.
That's
so
Monday Madness.
Monday Madness, yes.
We're the other woman.
Yeah.
I see you once a month.
Oh my god, we're the kids!
So in any case, right, so Sick Note had the hots for this guy, right? Even though the fact that there was 10 years in the difference, as in she's 10 years older than him, right? That genuinely creeps me out. But separate issue.
Especially when you apply it to who he's referencing.
Exactly, yeah. So it would have been worse if it was like 3 sweeties. He's like, yeah, have a sweetie. Would you like a sweetie? So that's the remarkable confectionery.
Would you like a boiled sweet?
I think your phone though. Well,
Would you like a sweet?
Would you like a portion?
anyway,
You know what that's wrong.
Yes.
so
Giving away the whole thing.
Give away the whole pudding. Would you like a portion?
right. And so my mates are having a good.
dirty.
So
This accent when he says it.
yeah.
Sorry.
So my worlds are colliding here. So I've got my workmates chatting to my actual friends, right? And then they're all chatting away. And then in the corner then is this woman who's dolled up like an actual fucking Chucky doll.
Looking for a portion.
Yeah. And then she grabbed it. So we're talking away, and then they're talking away, and my other coworker says like this, she has something to say to you. And she genuinely grabs me by the scruff like this, right, like that on the collar, and she goes, "You have to set me up with him. You have to."
You have to.
I said, and she said she point blank says her age. She said, "Time is running out for me. I need to have a baby."
I've heard this story before. That's why I'm not spit taking.
Sorry, it's
perfect.
It's perfect, isn't it?
But legit, legit, the sad thing about it was like I just couldn't stop laughing through the entire thing. She was being deadly serious. This is not a joke. She's not her like leaning into the fact that she fancied. No, she was deadly serious about this. She wanted a baby with him. I was like, Aidan, I'm sure you're not watching this, but my God, you should never be a father. Like, but fuck me, like it's just like this.
To be fair, Sick Note doesn't sound like she should ever be a mother.
Oh my fucking God, no,
Yeah.
not a chance. But it was purely the fact that like it was for real, genuine, actual concern that she'll never have a child, and this is her only opportunity with a guy who absolutely does not want to be with her whatsoever or anywhere near.
Sorry, thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
We will adopt the child, embrace it as our own. That's all that meant. That's the picture I fucking got right there.
But legit, like I was like, it's just one of those things where like even the we went on a Thursday night, you see, because of the cocktails at €3 heads. So we were there in work the next night. I'm just thinking like, oh, she said to me last night. She actually mean that, didn't she? I said yes, she did. I was like, fuck me. It's just like just how sad.
Don't say that around them.
Oh no, Jesus, not a chance. But yeah, it was one of those.
For me.
Yeah.
As in purr.
But yeah, no, it was totally not even traumatizing for me to have to listen to that, being the fucking like the fixer in this situation. But just the sheer fact that like, oh, okay, well, she's apparently confiding in me of this her one and only chance. It's like, guy hates your guts. He doesn't want to he doesn't even want to work with you. Like, and lo and behold, he was gone within 4 months. he phased out. He was gone.
He's not dead or anything, right? They shouldn't get to him.
I haven't spoken in the last couple of months, so I don't know.
Sick Note, we're on to you. And your cats.
Your cats. But yeah.
Which is currently off work.
Actually, to be fair, the cats have eaten her at this point. I'm sure of it.
We can only hope so.
So for that, 15 points to John.
I'll go back to what I was saying. So
Please do.
it's my
Continue,
granny's 80th birthday, and we had Amazon money keeping an open bar, and that was grand. So my cousins, Iggy, I'm going to use their nicknames, Iggy and Cece. So sorry, they're both men. Were 16 and 17 at the time. No, 15 and 16, sorry, at the time. And because it was an open bar, but the barman were still like, we can't give it to you.
Yeah.
So I was going up and I was giving them cider. Like, it was grand. Like, cider's the gateway drink. That's not going to get you drunk.
It is, to be fair, yeah.
That's not going to get you
Smyrna.
drunk. I don't know, they wouldn't drink alcohol pops.
Yeah, but they'd be the gateway drug.
Well, cider was for the night. It was cider. So they were drinking Bulmers.
Poor stomachs.
We all
They
make
were
that
drinking
mistake
Bulmers
once.
now, but bearing in mind, we've had a full 4-course meal.
You
Like,
should have the soakage in theory.
There is enough soakage in there for
Mm.
them. The only issue is I didn't realise I wasn't the only cousin getting them free drinks from the bar.
Ah,
So
well, that'll work.
the best thing about this is their mother came over to me and she was like, I need you to go to the bar and get a pint of Coors for me. And I was like, why don't you go to yourself? Your uncle cut me. I'm not going to use their names. Your uncle's after cutting me off because I'm too drunk. And I was like, wow, okay, that's great. Uncle D is already cutting his wife off. He has no idea that his sons are absolutely shit-faced at this point.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, sure, just let me drop these pints aside there down. So I gave the lads the drink and they were like, why was Mum not talking to you? And I was like, oh, don't worry, she just needs me to get her drinks now as well.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping this part of the family
Together.
intoxicated, right? So then they moved us into the residence bar. And Cece and Iggy have now fallen asleep on 2 chairs. And it's not even like head back, it was face forward.
Excellent.
Sorry. Face forward, the 2 of them were absolutely dead asleep. And my uncle was like, how the fuck did they get drunk? Like, they weren't even drinking. Meanwhile, me, Connor, Damien, Paul, Laura, and Gary were all like, oh, I don't know how they got drunk. Because all of us had been keeping them drinking. And Iggy, nearly said his real name, because he just got married, and I told this story at his
So
wedding.
essentially like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Only there wasn't someone to keep him up.
He's not keeping him up. He's fucking with him.
Oh, sorry, I do it now.
He's drawing on cat ears and stuff like that on him.
Fucking Jimmy Puff, what?
So, what happened
literally.
was Iggy then suddenly woke up
Magic.
and pulled a foxy and went into the bathroom and started redecorating the bathroom. This was in the Marine Hotel in Sutton.
Oh.
And he redecorated the bathroom. I had to go in and pull him out of the bathroom. Then his brother ran in after him and did the exact same thing.
Jesus.
So then I got my cousin Connor. I was like, get them into a fucking taxi and get them home. And he goes, where are they staying? Because they're from Offaly. Where are they staying while they're here? And then I realised they were staying at our house. And I went, fuck, actually, don't get them taxis. Just put them back in the bar.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them. Because they were staying in my room. I don't want them to stick in my room. So we had to stay there until they sobered up the whole time on it. And then the next day, my uncle was like, the state of this, I'm ashamed of all of this. I'm ashamed of every single person in this family. I'm ashamed of the 2 of you because you were asleep in a bar. We have to pay to get that fucking bathroom cleaned. We have to do this. And then he turned to his wife and goes, and fucking you were sending Amy up to the bar to get your drinks. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like, looking at my 2 cousins being like, don't you fucking dare tell them I was the one that was getting you drinks during that night. And then afterwards we found out Laura was doing it. Connor was doing it.
You weren't the only one.
And I was like, you stupid little bastard, you tapped all of us not realising it. It was very funny though, and they learned a very valuable lesson. And at Iggy's wedding,
Yeah, pick their spots basically.
at
Yeah,
Iggy's wedding,
essentially.
I made sure that the best man knew this story. And the best man relayed the story back, and Iggy's face was just looking at me. And then what made it worse is his mum was like, she realised how bad she's gonna come across as. Me and my uncle was like, head down. It was beautiful.
Love it. When you mentioned kind of weddings there, it reminds me of a not necessarily a night out, but a trip back from hell. So I think I may have told you this story, Kira, right? So the Lord Bagnall is normally the hotel we go to for family occasions, because most of my family are from Kilkenny. And so normally Lord Bagnall is our port of call because it's a genuinely nice hotel in Bagnallstown. Nice part of the country, very quiet, on the Barrow. Normally a nice kind of like secluded kind of area for family weddings and stuff like that. Lovely spot. So the handy thing as well that it's normally about say half an hour away from the town where like most of my family would be from, right? So the plan was get a coach up, coach back, job done, everyone be home by say 2 a.m, which would be reasonable enough for a wedding, let's say, especially one of our weddings. So now my nan, again heart of gold, says, oh, I'll get my friend to drive us up with a coach. He's like, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, no, he drives us to the bingo all the time, so he knows the route very well. So even better. We're saving on a we're saving on the trip, like, you know. I know that can be taken out of context, and I continue to say it. So again, the wedding goes off without a hitch. It's a bit of crack, you know, as family weddings often be, and then we all hop on this coach then. and start driving home. So then I kind of like checked. So I was kind of sitting with one of my younger cousins who had fallen asleep at this point, and I was there.
Prime moment to be fucked with.
Anyway, so my nan was in the front seat, guiding him along.
There is very much a difference between what your family would do if someone passed out to what my family does when someone
Yeah,
passes out.
we're obscenely polite about it, apparently. Yeah, although in fairness, like
we're just obscene.
It was a half and half thing where like half the people had decided to tactfully take their sleep here, including one of my uncles who I think like my family have a genetic trait where they just like sleep with their mouths open. When I say sleep with their mouths open, this is like Garfield levels of fucking like mouth open, like catching fucking flies, like. And so it's purely like it's just like I say, somebody could take advantage of the situation, but we respect the space, Amy. We respect the space in the mouth. No one touches the mouth when they're asleep, Amy. You understand this? Don't touch the mouth.
Do it again.
Anyway, so in any case, I got told before we should be about 15-20 minutes away from the town. I was like, okay, grand, that's no problem. An hour passes. I was like, where the fuck are we? We're still on this coach, right? But then we realised we're going so slow on a particularly foggy night, and again, this is country road, so there's no lights, no natural light. The guy never left second gear on this coach. He drove second gear for the entire duration of this trip, and he went the fucking long way around. 20-minute drive turned into 3.5 hours. I shit you not, right? We had a guided tour of the Carlow Kilkenny countryside to the extent where he drove up and people from my aunts told him, can you tell him not to go up Banshee Hill? I was like, and then suddenly I perk up going, Banshee Hill, you say? So it was like, yes, it's apparently a hill where banshees go. And then one of the, I think it was one of my uncles just goes, fuck the banshees, I'm going for a piss. And he literally just hops off the bus who was going that slow. The bus still keeps going on. So a couple of lads, like, Jenny go off, go for a slash, catch up to the bus and come back on.
Fuck's sake.
This is genuine. We got back at this town about 5 a.m. Dawn had broken and we were only going to bed then. And I, genuinely is like, okay, new rule, let's not have octogenarians drive us back and forth to fucking weddings, please. Thank you very much. But the fact was it was like second gear the entire time. You can hear the engine peaking, dying, like wanting to go faster. You hear it go, and all the while, all you're hearing is the same Daniel O'Donnell CD over and over again. I genuinely thought I had died and I was going to hell. This was a trip to hell.
It sounded like you were already in hell.
I fucking was hell. It's the closest thing to hell I'll ever get in my life, I think.
No, you'll be there.
Because regardless of the...
And we're all coming with you.
Because regardless of the circumstances...
And now we know who's driving the bus.
Yeah.
Where to, Teddy?
Oh, Jesus, we're going to be all the way. We're going to be going there in second gear the whole way. Now.
Yeah.
In a tag team match, please.
I still want to know why I have this photo on my phone.
What?
I'm fairly sure he posted it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Who's that?
Who the fuck do you think it is?
Oh, oh my god. Yeah, how the fuck do you have that?
I don't know. That was sent. Like, that wasn't say because it wasn't posted. 3rd November. Someone sent that to me in November.
Love it.
Maybe, what?
No.
No?
No, because I remember showing him that picture and even he was like, how the fuck do you have it?
Other than that, like, I don't know who the fuck would, like, be sending it to you.
I have an idea of who it was, but I can't prove it. Because it was an old phone that was saved on my SD card.
Right.
But on the topic of, let's say, like, more in the kind of...
So I'm looking for, there's a particular
Archives.
photo I'm actually looking for.
Yeah.
And it would be in this, it should be in this folder, and then I'm just having to notice in that, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's fair enough. But I would say it was, like, to kind of move the story, or this round a little bit longer, right? Or a bit further. Stories for second-hand nights out. So I have one that me and you are aware of, because it's legendary in Irish wrestling. The fall of Dublin Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
The Christmas party that ended a promotion, essentially.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't a Christmas party. There was a shambolic Christmas party already. This is one I remember. So I keep blurring the two together in the sense where, like, certain things happen at the Christmas party and then life goes on for a bit. Then there's an actual, I think it was a birthday or a celebration, whatever it was, and then all hell breaks loose and that ends the promotion.
Yeah, because I was there.
Yes.
I was there for that one.
Is this actually something that's going to be finally on the record, or because I think that
Yeah,
person's
fuck it.
I think that person's petty enough to attempt to say.
Like it's been
They
over.
can attempt, but unless it's...
Yeah.
It's been over 10 years, so yeah.
The statute of limitations
oh,
has.
then we're good.
So they can fuck
Thank
off.
you.
Statute of limitations wouldn't apply in that case, but
It would for slander, 7 years.
from the time that you say something slanderous. And the defence would be, is it true?
But we already know it is true.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then you're fine.
I don't know.
Like,
And the
don't
defence is also that it's an opinion.
Oh, it's definitely not an opinion. This is fact.
I'm not saying that actually wasn't.
I'd
true.
say, but look,
Yeah.
knowing who the person is, he's petty enough to attempt it.
You're fine.
Don't care.
Yeah.
It's true.
Don't care.
You're fine.
Don't care.
I don't want a
Plus
pedo
5
coming after me.
+5 for
He's
legal
done worse.
smackdown.
Exactly. He has done worse, and he's gotten away with doing worse.
Right.
So I'm just bearing that in
No,
mind.
you're
lads.
thinking of that one. You're not thinking the actual like owner.
Oh, the other one.
Yes,
The
there
actual
were 3
It was
people
true.
essentially
Sorry,
in charge.
I'm
yeah.
thinking of the one who actually.
This
is petty
happened
enough
in the
and has-
pedo's place. But
Yes.
Yeah.
So Foxy, that
Welcome to Irish wrestling, guys, where pedos actually have been running rampant for quite some time.
It has. Foxy, I set it up for you. Would you like to take it away? Actually, I'll tell you my recollection of
Yes,
it because, funny enough, I was actually in that same place a week after the fight. Oh, sorry, spoilers by the way. After the party. And hilariously enough, like, you know, I didn't know about this beforehand because he kind of asked me to kind of like, he was doing like a wrestling magazine kind of video series. Like, fair enough, I'll go on. And then when I realised the other people he had on, I was like, oh wow, I actually do seem like an actual associate to this to this horrible person. Well, I didn't know at the time, so well, all the stuff is deleted anyway. But the hilarious thing was that the place allegedly.
There's no alleged about this.
No.
Oh no.
But the gas thing was that I didn't know about this at the time, and then legit, I think I messaged Linda like a day after, and she told me, "Oh, you were there after the fight." It was like, I beg your pardon, and then everything started making sense because there were broken frames on the walls, there was broken glass on the floor. He just swept the glass over onto an uncarpeted concreted part of his room.
Yeah.
The place wasn't fully carpeted. The place wasn't like, it was a fucking kip, like, to be honest. But the other thing was he didn't clean up a single thing. It was just still left in a tip. I was thinking like, okay, maybe this guy is scruffy. But then when I realised, oh, there's actually been like a scuffle here.
It was for the lawsuit.
It was for the lawsuit. He was recreating the crime scene.
He's literally, I guarantee it's for fucking taking photos for when he was
Yeah,
doing his
no,
course. That's what
I
it
believe
was.
that. Yeah, I totally believe that. But the sheer fact that like,
How that backfired on.
yes, very true.
That's what happens when you let people search your computers, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So Foxy, you were there.
Yes.
Take us on an adventure through the archives.
The archives. If I can.
So this, like, I'm not even not lying here. Like, if I was a documentary person, I would do one of these two because it is like genuinely you wouldn't believe the type of shit that kind of went on. And I was only on for like
Dark
3
side
shows.
of the Irish wrestling.
Dark side of Irish wrestling, yeah.
No, the Irish wrestling ring.
Yeah. We just like what
You can imagine which ring we're talking about.
We'll just do dark.
That's a beautiful Kira.
Yeah.
Salsa's still my favourite.
Yeah. So.
Shakespearean Irish wrestling. Art thou? Sorry.
So, 2010 promotion started in Dublin. It was named DCW, obviously Dublin Championship Wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and it was run by now 2. I say 2, but one was quietly like the.
Silent partner.
He was a silent partner
Yes.
for, as we come to find out for obvious reasons.
Mm.
But it was getting close to the 1 year anniversary. Like we were getting closer.
I really want to watch The Lake now. I don't know what it is. Like you've seen
You're
the
being
ads for
suggested,
it.
yeah.
So like we had the promotion started in September.
Yeah, and I think
And we had just done the August show.
yes, it was in Balbriggan, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we were.
Because then they were having this really like petty feud with Main Stage then, and they were running a show at the same day,
Yeah.
which is so fucking hilarious to us at the time. It's just like
That was around Christmas time. Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Like but yeah, like it obviously there was a big setup in regards to what they wanted to do for the September show.
Yeah.
And it was gonna be like a big scramble. Like it had already been set up and announced that this was gonna happen.
Mm.
But somewhere in between, like, they decide to have a get together, like just have a bit of fun and maybe like talk shit. But as you do at wrestling parties, you tend to talk shit. But everything's going grand, like everything was going fine, and suddenly like out of nowhere people burst out of a fucking room, like starting like shouting and screaming. Then we find out like someone was being hit, and therefore the brother is getting involved and trying to fucking take his head off. Then the person that did the hitting is trying to fucking like start fights and making comments about their deceased father, which therefore stirred it on even more. Then fucking like one person trying to break it up, then ends up getting a fucking whack from the guy who's trying to help, and then that starts that off. Like it fucking snowballs so fucking fast. Like it went from being like, oh yeah, everyone's all happy and fucking fine, to fucking like everyone wants
There's gonna be a murder.
Everyone wants to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Then and it's just like, oh shit. Like, now bear in mind this apartment is the first floor. So like if we're at ground level, like it's literally the first floor. You could literally climb into like the
it was the second, third floor, wasn't it?
Second floor. First floor. Because the reason why I say this is, and the reason why the reason why I also state that this you could literally climb into it is because one of us did end up climbing into the window to get the booze.
Up a drain pipe, I believe. Yeah, wasn't
yes.
it? Yeah.
I remember hearing about this
and
not believing it, and I've heard it 400 or 500 times since. I still don't believe it.
You have to imagine it. You have to visualize it. Like
It's the worst. It's like the shittiest Spider-Man.
See, I'm not saying names. Just it's because like I'm staying away from names. But the reason why said person could climb is because they were the smallest out of a lot of us.
Yes, I know who this
is. Yes, he seemed very likes braces, but like
he's only human after all.
Again, I've told this has been told to me, and I every time I hear the story, I'm always like, all I think of is Matilda. He slithered like a serpent.
but no word will lie. Like we eventually we stop.
No wonder he's a fucking comic book.
We stop the fight and like get people out the door, and we're downstairs. Then realize, oh shit, like we left our alcohol upstairs. Like, like it's all like everyone. That's how quick this fucking thing went down. Like, but
when an Irish person eats the alcohol, you know that a gun or a knife is at that point only is probably being pulled.
So
where was this based again?
Well, the house was in Artane.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a gun actually pulled at one point.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
There was a rough area. It was a rough area, as I remember. I don't think it was Artane as such, but it was definitely an area that was.
Look at this one. As someone who lives very close to the area at the particular time frame, I would not be surprised if someone actually didn't have a gun.
Yeah, this is 2011.
I would not be surprised if someone still has a gun in that house.
But he climbed up, grabbed the booze, got down, and now it wasn't a case of like it wasn't a case of like he climbed up and then just climbed back down with the stuff.
Yeah.
No, he walked out the fucking door.
That's what I imagine him as.
That's what was the best thing about it, is like
I'll just get me close.
quite literally, it's like, see you later. Boom, gone.
But the fact that he essentially just did like kind of infiltrate a fight, like a fight.
Like that's probably like these two lads thinking like, fuck,
Sorry.
thank God this is done. Then turn the corner and there's
Oh, hey, don't mind me.
don't mind me. Just
Oh my
like
God, you're robbing us! No, we brought this ourselves.
like, yeah, but left, and then we went off somewhere and just drank the rest of the night.
The door went right back.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the story.
That's
of that.
That's legendary. And again, the hilarious thing about that is that, like, again, I was completely out of the loop at the time until like a day or two after, like D+2 of this fucking event, and like the place still is in the tip, like just to really ram home the fact that like, yeah, no, this place has been destroyed. It's like, fuck me, like it's fucking hilarious.
But yeah,
Again, and they were meant to do a show that weekend. I think
it was coming up. It was like a week and a half away.
it wasn't it? Yeah, it was a week after or something like that.
Like we were literally the party happens, but it's like say 2 weeks away from the show. So because like we're trying to finalize like the plan going forward. But yeah, that fucking next day after the fight, like it's literally like, right, I'm no longer working.
Yeah. Now this is also coming on a chain of people who were just jumping off anyway. So this was more or less the nail of the coffin for people who were essentially like staying loyal. Yeah, you know, they were going to show up. And like I said, their loyalty was kind of loyalty is the wrong word to use. Like their perseverance.
We're the same age as Spider-Man.
No.
In this particular story, is he older or younger?
He's older.
He's older.
Yeah.
Is it 5 years less?
No, he's like 24.
Oh.
He's like,
Are you fucking for real?
he's like a year and a bit ahead of me. Like he's about 2 years older than me.
So he's only about okay. I wonder if he can still do it.
Yeah, well, he's still the same fucking size as when I met him.
But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, he could still do it. If it's alcohol involved, he's a fucking booze hound, man.
I'm proud of you, dude. I'm very proud of you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you want to just kind of get up on the couch?
Have you ever seen him on a night out?
No.
I will
only in the gypsies.
I do.
Honest.
Yeah.
I do have another story that I will tell.
Go for it.
So
Floor is yours.
it's not wrestling related, thankfully,
Okay.
but it involves said Spider-Man. So now
Where's the tail going?
Yeah, she's wiggling.
look at the sausage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flying sausage.
Anyway, so
I'm Mary Jane's here. We're fine.
as everyone knows, like I've been involved with Spider-Man's sister since I was 17.
I don't want to talk about that misconception that I
No,
had.
you don't.
Oh my god, poor Anya. Oh my god, poor thing. His dad died the same day her dad died. You didn't realize they're siblings,
You
right?
fucking idiot.
I do.
I'm
At
gonna.
no point did I even think that they were siblings. I always just thought friends.
No.
Like friends.
Siblings.
Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna sit back up on the.
Okay.
Bitch, you stole my seat. Go on.
Come here.
Go on.
Change places.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoosh.
It's not animal cruelty. She enjoys it because she comes back for more.
Stockholm syndrome.
She's my sub.
She's a worker. She takes bumps.
Nice.
But,
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, like so one particular like weekend, like my brother who lives over in England, who's a fireman over there, like
He's a what?
he's a fireman.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry.
What the fuck did you think I said?
I said he's a farmer over in England, and I was like, why would he go to England to be a farmer? We have them here.
Do you have better accents? I
We
hope.
also have fire stations here. Just FYI. Not as good. Or probably isn't.
But yeah, usually the case like when he comes over, it tends to be like a special. We treat it as a big thing.
Yeah, of
As
course.
you would, yeah.
He's not over often.
Same way if Rocky Mac turns up, you treat it as like the Pope is coming.
Whose day of nuptials is very close.
Shut the fuck up.
Ah, excellent.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, where's his car stereo gone? Sorry, I kicked you.
You're
by
okay.
accident.
You're grand. You're grand.
Anyway,
That's why you said work away. I kicked you by accident. Work away.
We're afraid been slapping my head like a bong over the whole thing. It's like.
But yeah, so he comes over and we just we decide like
Do you want to get in on the action?
let's go out for a few drinks.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
it, like we'll have a laugh. We decided to go to this karaoke bar in Ballyferma.
As you do.
As you do, yeah.
It's called Manhattan's.
Yeah.
I've heard of Manhattan's.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nice.
So not bad bar.
It is actually nice.
Never been there before, so it's
Considering it is actually quite nice.
so it's myself, Spider-Man, Linda.
Love that she doesn't get it. Spider-Man, Mary
Linda.
Jane.
At this point.
Yeah.
I still prefer. We're gonna refer to her as Mary Jane from now on.
Or Midget Mammy.
Midget Mammy, yeah.
We're definitely gonna refer to her as Mary Jane from now on because a midget mammy. I think her ears just perked.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Who's
But-
that at the door?
So it's
Someone's coming in the window.
I heard you talking shit. Oh, there's Spider-Man. Hey, yeah.
it's the three of us and the brother and
Did the sister not go?
no, she didn't go. But me. But it's
Kids.
Kids.
but also like a friend of ours like would decide to go with us.
Yeah.
But they're in the karaoke bar, like just fuck it, like as you do. He likes to do karaoke.
Yeah.
So they just so happened they were doing a karaoke competition. So it's the two boys competing with each other.
Nice.
It's like the brothers
Yeah.
are competing. Sure enough,
It's a
the
really
brother
good version of
wins.
Boondock Saints.
There you
The
go.
brother wins with what's it?
Ballroom Blitz.
No. What's it? Everything I do.
Oh.
Do it for you.
Brian Adams?
Brian Adams.
Yeah.
Everything I do.
You won it with that.
16 weeks at number 1.
Mm.
But like he won it with that. So they basically gave us a big fuck off hamper with like alcohol, wine,
Daddy.
fucking like
He was singing about the hamper, wasn't he?
like vouchers for things and
Nice.
other stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's a big
That's actually a decent price.
yeah, exactly. Like a big
Better than what the Wall should give you.
True.
Free
yeah.
drinks.
yeah. But big fuck off like fucking hamper. Like this thing you couldn't miss it. But yeah, obviously like we get insanely drunk before like we have to leave.
Mm.
Leave. Obviously you need to fucking take a piss. Can't do it in the bar. So
Yeah, you go to the toilet to do it, you fucking animals.
no, but like can't like we've left the bar.
Oh, sorry.
Before
yes.
we get in the cab, we're just like we can take a piss.
Just go find a wall.
Find a laneway.
Yeah.
We're in the laneway, so it's myself and our friend. Both of us are taking a piss, so like we're.
Can we beep the name out? Who the fuck's the friend?
Huh?
We'll beep the name out. Who's the friend?
But like, I'm trying to think of a nickname for him just to.
Do you want to just give him conscience for the time being?
No.
Because he's not conscious.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
still.
Give him the alias.
Kratos.
Jockey?
Great.
No.
Everyone must be referred to as Kratos.
No.
Croker. I don't know.
Yeah, great.
Okay, that works actually. Yeah.
Just instead of saying the other friend.
Yeah.
So me and Croker are literally like taking a piss like that.
Oh, definitely didn't want to cross the streams.
Exactly. Especially being drunk. Especially being drunk. So
And in a crosswind.
Oh, it's in my face!
I'm about.
I have to remember.
Sir,
with the
you
camera.
really need to fucking drink more water. That tastes atrocious.
But now
Speaking as an expert in urine.
we're peeing in two different directions,
Grills my way through college.
and I just remember looking to my right, and suddenly he is upside down. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
How powerful is this piss?
Now, I was wondering that myself. But like I turned, he's upside down.
Radioactive! Radioactive!
Why is he upside down? Because the brother has lifted him by his legs. Like
So the fireman has literally lifted up Croker, Spider-Man, and
Spider-Man,
Jane are-
and they're standing off to the side.
they're just watching.
They're watching
Okay,
this.
that's enjoyable.
Because the brother has decided like this will be a laugh. Runs up. But like, yeah, he's upside down, still pissing and trying to avoid like that. He fucking he's trying to hit himself. Eventually, just like he lets him down, but like and then finishes off. But we get in the cab. Now we get in the cab, and it's not that far, like from where we got the cab to where we have to get out. It's literally up the road. Yeah. We get.
Probably would have been safer walking.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but we're lazy. We get out of the cab. What?
I'm just after noticing how much they've changed the wrappers on the bottom tub.
Yeah,
They're woeful.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
They're
so.
really, really bad.
Yeah, it's not the old one.
No.
Like
But-
the wrappers themselves, like what does the candy taste like?
They're
fine, yeah, they're still the
There's
same.
obviously less. There's more
Yeah.
wrapper than candy.
Yeah.
Jesus, they look atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry.
But get out of the cab and thinking, alright, grand, like, don't know, that's been paid. Then suddenly the brother just shouts like, "Shit, the hamper!" Like, taxi's like torn.
Oh,
and
fuck.
It's like, now both me and Croker decide to take off after the bastard thing, like because we're trying to catch the cab. It's like shit. We actually do catch up with the cab. It's not there, So we're like, what the fuck has happened? Like, did we drop it like before we got in? No, we turn around and they're fucking pissing themselves laughing.
They have it.
They have it in their fucking hand. They just wanted to see like what would happen if they fucking like.
It's amazing how quickly someone will sober up when alcohol is on the line.
Yeah.
That was it. So like that happened, and then fucking once that was done, like we went over into like Spider-Man's like mom's house and then drank
Nice.
for the rest of the night.
Excellent.
I do. I
So-
have one last thing.
So there you go.
Please do work away.
I have one last story on this one.
Okay.
It's not a night out. It's not my story, but it's from a holiday or something that happened.
The people are real. The story is not.
Oh no!
People are real.
This is
Decisions are final.
this is very.
It's not Judge Foxy anyway.
No, it's not. For a change.
So, a friend, my brother's best friend since they were in school. Like they are hetero life partners. Him and Dave.
God,
Right.
no.
They've been through everything together. Dave is like my third brother, sort of thing. Like that's how close we all are.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave's parents, who are since divorced, got back together. Who separated again and then got divorced again. Teresa, bad choices. And they had a house. They had an apartment in Spain, and that they owned. And we all got invited at least once to go to this, to have a holiday in this apartment. So this particular year, Neve, the daughter, got to bring a friend, and she brought Michelle with her. And that was grand. Everything was fine. It was day one of the holiday, and Liam had stomach issues. Liam is the dad. Her and Teresa had just gotten back together, and he had stomach issues. They all knew about this, and he also had a fear of enclosed spaces.
I know the story.
Yeah, you do. So, what had happened was they'd packed up a cooler, right? And when I say cooler, I legit mean
Icebox.
an icebox, right? So this is what they have. Okay? And it's packed of ice, drinks, sandwiches. Right? And wrapped in sandwich bags. That's going to be
You see the look around those faces. Everyone knows where this is going.
That's going to be very important to this story, that the food is all in bags and stuff like that, okay? Not wrapper bags. And that's fine. So what happened was, this is day one, Michelle, Neve, Teresa, Sean, who's the eldest son, and then they all get in the lift. And the lift breaks down halfway between the floors. Straight away when this happens, Liam turns Teresa, I need to shit. He got so nervous that he brought on an attack, basically, and it was, I need to take a shit. I need to take a shit. And there's nowhere to go. They're in a lift, a very enclosed Spanish lift. Basically to the point where you have to tell the girls and John, turn and face the wall, which is a fucking mirror. You need to point out, okay, turn and face the wall. Right? He then proceeded to shit in the cooler. Right? Right? So while this is happening, Sean is like, I'm used to this because this is the first time this has happened. Neve is also like, I'm so embarrassed because the first time my friend has ever witnessed something like this. Neve on the chef starts bursting out crying. I want to go home. I want to go home. So what happened was, this is all in the space of like 15 minutes, by the way, because the fire brigade were there within 15 minutes, and as they got them out of the lift, Liam was still shitting into the cooler. And then he said, I don't want to ruin your day, so you can still go to the beach, because everything is in sandwich bags. They did not go to the beach that day.
And they don't eat those sandwiches that day.
They proceeded to go back home, but they took the stairs back up to lift so Liam could go and use the actual toilet. However, every time there's an uncomfortable situation in our family, my dad will always go, face the wall. And when it does, it proceeds, so everyone just piss themselves off because we all know what it's referenced to. But
if someone is in the house when Dad mentions they don't know the story, we proceed to tell them the full story. So my cousin Adele had never heard the story until like a year or two ago, and now every time something's happened, she's like, face the wall, and we all laugh about it. But the best thing about this particular story is one night we were at the Woolshed for a low blows party, and I was up at the bar. I was getting a pitcher of Long Island iced tea. And I was up at the bar, and the barman happened to be telling a story about a friend of his who's got stuck in a lift. Like, a friend of his dad got stuck in a lift and proceeded to shit into an icebox. And I stopped. I went, "Are you talking about Ian Redacted?" And he's like, "Oh my god, do you know them?" I went, "I know this story." So he had then told half the patrons in the Woolshed at this particular low blows party of this story. And then a couple of nights later we were all out at the Celt, and me and Paul were joking about this because we heard a random stranger tell their friends this story.
Oh god.
I heard this story about a chap that like had to shit into a it like literally became like an urban legend. I've been told, so I can tell you now, if you've ever heard the story about the man who shit in the cooler in the lift in Spain, it's actually a true story.
Like, that's the news kid. The kid go around like
Yeah.
the dog.
God, it's the funniest fucking thing ever. Face the wall.
Face the wall.
Face the wall. Just face the wall.
So, to wrap up this episode of
Face the
On the
wall.
Record,
Everyone face the wall.
everyone face the wall. We will actually face the wall to end the video. but worse, I'm
Blair Witch.
going to do something that we haven't done yet on the Record.
No.
And we're going to do, to end the show, to gain some extra points, or lose extra points, a quick fire round.
Oh, fuck.
So, to wrap up this...
Where are you going? Fuck.
Well, I can't think of things quick fire.
To be fair,
That's
You
probably
might-
fun.
I needed it to be told. beforehand.
I need an adult.
I need an adult. I need advisors. So,
I can't help you here.
No, I know.
simply, it's going to be two prompts. First one is, name the place you will go if you're going out. Your ideal place. Anywhere, like, it doesn't have to be open or like currently open. They may have been they're
Woolshed.
closed. Okay, so Woolshed, you're picking.
Old Fibbers.
Old Fibbers.
Ooh.
Like old Fibbers. Like I'm talking about like between 2008 and 11.
Ooh, that's actually very good. Can I change mine?
You can.
Dicey's.
Dicey's, okay.
Original Dicey's. Beer garden.
I didn't come to it until later.
Yeah.
Fucking savage it was.
I'll throw my
It's like a tiki lounge.
I'll throw my 2 cents in. I have actually spoken about my own college stories, so that might come up in a different episode. But Carmastone.
Ooh.
Yeah, Carmastone. Our old haunt, DIT.
Oh, what's it called? The Roost. In Maynooth.
Ah, okay. And then my second question, so I can point all around for that, because it was some nice prompts. My second question now, for going out, what's your place that you'll go for?
I'm going out.
Yes.
See,
And
sometimes that can be very sporadic because
Yeah.
like, it may not even
So-
be your usual.
Okay, so here, let's frame it this way, right? On the prompt you started with, where would you go after that if you're going out?
So if I'm going out, it starts at my pre-drinks at my house.
Mm.
Or it starts at pre-drinks at someone's house.
Yes.
Right? If you're going out, you're starting at pre-drinks at someone's house, right? Then we would then make our way to Dicey's.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because of the area that we're in, at that point alcohol has taken over. My memory has stopped recording, and we end up in Coppers. That's where we end up when we go out with Coppers.
Never been to Coppers.
You lucky bastards.
I've been
Yeah,
to Coppers once.
You lucky bastard.
Never went to Coppers.
Or to Mangoes, because it's where
Oh.
the gang goes.
God.
Yeah, as soon as my memory stops hitting record, it's either Coppers or Tamangos, and then I wake up with that stamp on my hand, and I know there's instant regret, and I don't want to look at my phone.
Lafayette's.
Oh, good shout.
That was a nice
Because they're not supposed to, but they do the lock-ins.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Taylor's used to do the lock-ins. Oscar Taylor's is no longer around, but I used to get a lock-in there every Friday night.
I would go for the Jibbo. If you
It's also not there anymore.
No, it's not anymore. And there's a
Riot now or something.
yeah, Riot. Yeah, it's more urban now. But like it's a dive. You know what you're getting when you're going to the Jibbo.
Oh God, yeah.
But you're there for
literally-
it.
Yeah,
You're in
you're
the mindset
looking.
for it.
You're hoping you'll need a tetanus shot by the end.
Exactly. Yeah, you're lucky if you don't.
Do you know where's good for like just if you're looking for just a very quiet point? The Grand Central.
Yeah.
Grand Central's fucking class.
Like if you're looking for a quiet one,
Yeah.
pint. Like
and they have an
drinking
excellent food menu as well.
They do. Yes.
Haven't tried their food.
Food
but
is
Yeah,
delicious, and even I can eat their food there. It's fucking lovely.
Yeah. And Kira, your out place?
I can't name it because they still do lock-ins.
Oh.
We can
Okay.
redact
So
it.
it's in Dunboy.
Okay.
Are lock-ins not allowed to be a thing or something?
Yeah.
No, they're
No,
illegal.
They're allowed illegal, yeah.
Because you're serving after
Hours.
hours. Literally, the guards will come
Like,
by and literally everybody will be like, shh!
Like if you go to
I have a very, very different relationship with the guards than everyone else here does
Yeah.
with lock-ins. I just realised that. And
Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised, because my
the
lock-ins...
rules don't apply to me.
They really don't, actually, because
No.
our lock-ins involve the guards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's actually why I'm realising. I'm like, why are you all like having an issue with this? The guards joined us in.
Like if you were to go to
Yeah.
Lafayette's, like literally, like
When this has stopped recording,
Mm.
I'm going to tell you the greatest drinking story
Do.
that we have.
But yeah, no, my outouts will be musical society related, so.
Ah,
we're
okay.
in Cork.
Fair enough. So there you go. There's where we go out and out. So to decide a winner, it was a fairly even round overall. I loved Kira's story about the fucking Fiona going Leroy Jenkins onto someone's bed. That's just fucking like yeet!
Full on swan
Fucking
dive.
beautiful.
Leroy
And the poor stepdad, get her off me, get
Yeah.
her off me,
I
get
think-
her off me.
I look at my hands, they're nowhere near her!
I'm glad that we finally unearthed the stories that we've been speaking about for time, like under the camera, like the shit in the box.
And Spider-Man.
It's a shit in the box,
Yeah.
baby, and the
I'm not
Spider-Man.
gonna
Yeah,
give a fuck about
Shit in the cooler.
That's how it'll be referred to now.
Yeah,
from
the
now on.
Spider-Man.
Shit in the
yeah.
box?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
The shit in the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
So
Is there any ice in the shit box?
well, Amy, I'm glad you asked. I've got some ice and some frozen turds. So, but I will. Oh, sorry. Kira's got a story about frozen
No.
turds. Okay,
That's
fair.
disgusting. That's what prompts you. I'm like, guys.
I got something for this.
Of all
Frozen
things.
turds. I got
want
it.
to see if there's an ice cube in the tray. In the shape of the icon, the emoji.
There is.
Boo.
Oh, you don't even
Emoji.
need to look. I know for a fact there is. Yes, you can actually buy these.
So I decided. I think based on the stories that were told, I think the winner of this round and picking the prompt for next time is going to be Foxy.
Yeah, Spider-Man
Oh,
won
that's
that.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man won it.
Spider-Man and the Upside Down Piss, I think, won that one. I think. And Amy Spitz.
But-
So.
And swallows.
Please don't make it do it again. I'm in the fucking blast radius here, okay?
Do you need
It's so scared. You swallowed it up.
do you need a poncho like for the splash zone?
Yeah.
I can get you a poncho for next one. You know. I still think the greatest pitching of all time was
Yes.
was a Zimmerman did take.
Yes. That's too true.
I was too
I was too correct.
Oh fuck. So
Let
Guy-
us know your thoughts. Like, do you
No,
have stories
no,
or something?
Tom, don't you dare, bitch! You're going to be hosting next month.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you already have an idea of what you might be doing?
I do.
Oh, you've been waiting on this one.
Yes, I have.
Oh my god, is it literally, is it your turn in the cooler? Is that like you just savory?
Oh, Foxy, I have your prompt right here. Doesn't have to look like a chocolate ice bar by any chance, does it?
Oh man, chalk ices.
Chalk ices, they're still around?
Yeah,
Not the same.
tis a bit nutty.
Where's the sweet corn in this ice cream?
It's a Snickers.
Oh,
Can you? Do you know what? Let's just try and get the ice.
okay, Foxy. To get people in the mood for next time out on the record,
Sorry, did we wait?
what is your prompt?
Oh, no. I'll keep that surprise.
Oh, you motherfucker.
No.
I am.
Can't do that to Kira. She needs to know ahead of time.
Yeah, but I'm not doing it on camera. Like,
Oh, you're going to tell us that off
Yeah.
the
Oh,
record?
okay.
Oh, he's clever. He's clever. So,
Because I don't want to, like, used to have plenty of time to fucking, like,
It's unless
Think
it's
about
Kira who needs it.
I'll let her know. She'll be
Yeah.
the only one. So she has plenty of time to prep.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right then, so with that then, while we sit on bated breath, what the hell, man? Oh, thank you. That actually genuinely cools me down, thanks. So, with that being said, I'm being touched up by a wet cougar, which is
He's not
which
wrong.
which is a sentence.
Is he wrong?
How old are you again?
30.
30.
Oh crap.
So,
That's what I said. He's not wrong.
so with that then.
Bastard, just get me my goddamn fever treat.
So, thanks very much, folks, for watching On The Record. If you enjoyed this and very much all of our content, by all means, subscribe to the channel. We have more of this and certainly more of that. Technical timing.
Sorry, have I disturbed you, Tina?
She heard our noise. But with that in mind, folks, thank you very much for watching. Do all the YouTube stuff, like, share, and comment. By all means, throw down your own nights out horror stories or famous stories. You know.
I'm gonna say hi to him now.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that then, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one.